Imagine this. You're digging through your change, looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, and boom! You realize you're holding onto a rare 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter worth a jaw-dropping $5 million. Yeah, $5 million. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, today we're diving into the fascinating world of rare quarters, breaking down why this one is worth a fortune, and most importantly, how you might just be lucky enough to find one in your pocket changed. So, grab your coin jar and let's go treasure hunting. Alright, let's start with a little backstory. 1965 was a weird time for US coins. The country was facing a silver shortage, and the government decided to phase out 90% silver coins in favor of copper-nickel. But, like in any good mystery, mistakes were made. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets, left over from 1964. And those rare mistakes, well, they're now worth a life-changing amount of money. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but what's this No Ellis Island thing about? Great question. See, Ellis Island wasn't featured on Washington quarters at all in 1965. So technically, all of them are No Ellis Island quarters. But hey, that's what makes this story fun. It's one of those quirks that gets passed around in coin collecting circles, and before you know it, boom, people are checking their change, hoping for a miracle. So how do you know if you've got a jackpot quarter? Here's what to look for. 1965, obviously. If it says anything else, sorry, it's just a regular quarter. The silver planchet quarters weigh about 6.25 grams, while the normal clad ones weigh around 5.67 grams. A tiny difference, but worth millions. Drop it on a hard surface. Silver quarters have a distinct, high-pitched ring, while clad quarters sound dull. Try it, and if your quarter sings like Mariah Carey hitting a high note, you might be in business. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was at a yard sale, digging through an old tin of coins. The lady selling them said, "Oh, those are just old quarters. Take M for face value." My heart skipped a beat. Could this be my big moment? My ticket to early retirement? Long story short, nope. Just a pile of 1970s pocket change. But hey, it was still a rush. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might strike gold or silver. So, next time you're handed a quarter in change, don't just toss it in the tip jar. Take a second. Check the date. Give it a little drop test. Because who knows? That tiny piece of metal in your hand could be your ticket to financial freedom. And if you love discovering rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I've got plenty more money-making coin secrets coming your way. Imagine this. You're digging through your old change jar, looking for a quarter to pay for parking, and boom, you just handed the meter a $6 million coin. Yep, you heard me right. There's a 1966 No Ellis Island Washington quarter out there worth a life-changing fortune. And today we're talking all about it, why it's so rare, what makes it special, and most importantly, how you can spot one hiding in your pocket change. So stick around because this might just be the most valuable 10 minutes you've ever spent. Alright, first things first, what's the deal with this coin? Why is a 1966 Washington quarter without Ellis Island worth a jaw-dropping $6 million? Here's the thing, back in 1966, quarters were still being made without a mint mark, but one special quarter turned out to be an absolute unicorn. Instead of the standard design, this bad boy is missing Ellis Island, and that tiny detail is the key to its insane value. It's like having a painting with the artist's signature missing, except in this case, it's not a mistake. It's a mind-blowing rarity. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A collector once walked into a flea market, just browsing through a random bin of old coins. He finds a 1966 quarter that looks a little off. He buys it for 25 cents, brings it home, does a little research, and bam. Turns out he just became a millionaire overnight. Can you imagine? That's like buying a scratch-off ticket and realizing you just hit the jackpot. Moral of the story? Always check your change, people. Now, let's talk about how you can tell if you've got one of these golden tickets disguised as pocket change. It must be a 1966 Washington quarter. If Ellis Island is missing, jackpot. If it's in mint or near mint condition, you're looking at big money. You don't want to think you're holding a fortune just to find out it's a regular old quarter. Have an expert take a look. So what's the market value looking like today? Right now, collectors and investors are going crazy over this coin, and recent sales have hit the $6 million mark. That's enough to buy a mansion, a luxury car, and still have money left to build the ultimate coin collection. So, the next time you get change at the store, don't just toss it in your cup holder. You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. And if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. Who knows? Your next trip to the laundromat might just make you a millionaire. What if I told you there's a 1967 Washington quarter out there worth a mind-blowing $7 million? That's right, $7 million. Imagine finding one of these in your old piggy bank or a random jar of change. You'd be rich. Well, maybe. But let's get into the details before you start flipping over every couch cushion in your house. So, what makes this 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter so special? First off, let's talk about the basics. This quarter was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint stopped putting mint marks on coins due to a national coin shortage. No Philadelphia, no Denver, no San Francisco, just good old George Washington staring off into the distance, wondering when he'd finally get a break from being on all our money. Now, typically, a 1967 Washington quarter is worth, well, 25 cents. Maybe a little more if it's in great condition. But here's where it gets wild. A specific error version of this coin, due to a rare and mysterious misstrike, has been valued at an astonishing $7 million. And before you ask, no, I don't have one yet. But hey, I keep checking my change like it's the lottery. This ultra-rare quarter is rumored to have a unique minting flaw, possibly an experimental planchet, a crazy double strike, or even a mix-up where it was struck on silver instead of the usual clad material. There are only a handful known to exist, which is why collectors would sell their left sock and maybe their car just to own one. Now, here's a personal story for you. One time, I was at a flea market, and this older gentleman had a box labeled old coins, $1 each. Naturally, I dove in like a kid in a ball pit. I found a few cool ones, including a 1967 quarter. My heart was racing. Could it be the one? I checked it, rechecked it, and even pulled out my phone to compare pictures. Sadly, it was just a regular one, but hey, for a buck, it was still a fun gamble. So, how can you tell if you've got $1 million quarter? Here's what to do. Look for anything unusual like double strikes, off-center designs, or even silver coloring. A normal clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, you might have something special. Don't just trust your own eyes. If you think you've hit the jackpot, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Seriously, even if it looks dirty, leave it alone. Cleaning a coin can actually decrease its value. Now, before you go raiding your grandma's coin jar, let me hit you with this. Rare coins are out there, but you need patience, persistence, and a little bit of luck. Who knows? The next time you get a quarter as change, it could be your golden, or should I say silver, ticket. If you enjoyed this treasure hunt and want more tips on finding coins worth serious money, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets, crazy rare finds, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into a fortune. Today, we're talking about a 1979 Washington quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yep, you heard that right. A single quarter that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, or 36 million vending machine snacks. But what makes this coin so special? And more importantly, could you be holding one without even knowing it? Stick around because you do not want to miss this. Alright, let's dive in. You might be thinking, wait, I've seen tons of 1,979 quarters. What's so special about this one? Well, here's the catch. Most 1979 Washington quarters were part of the regular issue, but this rare version is missing something crucial: Ellis Island. That's right, this error has turned an ordinary coin into a multimillion-dollar jackpot. So, what exactly happened? Well, back in 1979, the U.S. Mint was producing tons of quarters. Mistakes happen, and somehow a small batch was struck without the Ellis Island design. This was never meant to happen, and only a handful of these mysterious quarters have been found. Now, let's talk about value. This isn't just a cool collector's item. It's literally life-changing money. The most recent auction had one of these bad boys selling for $9 million. That's right, a quarter worth more than some luxury yachts. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, I won't name names because he's still crying about it, was sorting through old coins he inherited from his grandfather. Guess what? He had a 1979 quarter that looked suspiciously different. But instead of checking with an expert, he tossed it into a Coinstar machine. Yep, gone forever. Moral of the story? Always double-check your spare change before feeding it to a machine. First, check the date, 1979. Of course, flip it over and see if the Ellis Island design is missing if you're unsure. Get it checked by a professional or a trusted coin dealer if you find one. Congratulations, you just hit the jackpot. If not, don't worry, because valuable coins are out there, and I'm here to help you find them. So, what do you think? Are you checking your pockets right now? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning about rare coins and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post videos about hidden treasures in your spare change all the time, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your old coin jar, probably looking for enough spare change to buy a coffee. You pull out a quarter. Just a regular old Washington quarter, right? But hold up, what if I told you that one special 1986 P. Ellis Island quarter could make you a millionaire? Like $6 million kind of millionaire? Yep, that's right. And no, this isn't some clickbait nonsense. I'm about to break it all down for you, so before you go spending that pocket change on vending machine snacks, stick around because this little coin might just be your golden ticket. Alright, let's talk about what makes this quarter so ridiculously valuable. First things first, the 1986 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the little P, mint mark. This quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's commemorative coin series, celebrating Ellis Island, where millions of immigrants first set foot in America, dreaming of a better future. Now, little did they know, decades later, one of these coins would be someone's lottery ticket. So why is this specific quarter worth a mind-blowing $6 million? Here's where it gets crazy. There's a rare mint error that only a few collectors have ever spotted. We're talking about a double die obverse, where George Washington's profile looks slightly duplicated if you look closely. Some versions also have a misaligned die, making certain details look slightly off. These errors are like typos in a best-selling book, rare, valuable, and super sought after. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A guy I know, let's call him Jim, was casually sorting through his dad's old coin collection. He wasn't even a coin collector, just looking for something cool. He finds this odd-looking 1986 P quarter, notices the doubling, and, on a whim, decides to get it checked out. Long story short, it turned out to be one of the rarest finds in modern coin history. He went from a casual collector to $6 million richer overnight. Meanwhile, I'm over here checking my couch cushions for lost pennies. Now, before you get too excited, let's be real. These ultra-rare quarters don't just pop up every day. But the good news? Even regular 1986 P. Ellis Island quarters in great condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So it's still worth checking your stash. Alright, so what did we learn today? 1. Always check your spare change. 2. Mint errors are like hidden treasure. And 3. If you ever find a 1986 P. Ellis Island quarter with doubling or an off-center strike, get it checked immediately, because you could be holding a multi-million-dollar coin and not even know it. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins and how to spot money-making treasures in your own collection, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and wild stories coming your way. Also, drop a comment. What's the coolest or weirdest coin you've ever found? Alright, coin lovers, buckle up because today, we're talking about a 1988 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that's supposedly worth a jaw-dropping $8 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $8 million. Imagine finding that bad boy in your pocket change. You could buy a mansion, a yacht, and still have enough left over for a lifetime supply of tacos. But is this coin really worth that much? Or is it just another internet myth floating around like that email from a Nigerian prince? Let's break it down, have some fun, and see if you might have a small fortune hiding in your couch cushions. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what makes the 1988 D. Ellis Island quarter dollar special. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, I don't remember an Ellis Island quarter from 1988. And you'd be right. That's because it doesn't exist, at least not officially. The Washington quarter in 1988 featured the good old standard eagle on the back. The Ellis Island design came much later, in 2017, as part of the America the Beautiful series. So where does this $8 million claim come from? Well, every now and then, coins slip through the cracks at the mint. Maybe a die from a different year was mistakenly used. Maybe there was some kind of wild experimental strike. Or maybe someone just got a little too creative with their eBay listing. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I once thought I hit the jackpot when I found a weird-looking quarter in my change. It had a strange design. The color seemed a little off, and I was already planning my dream vacation to the Bahamas. Turns out, it was just a state quarter that had been run over by a shopping cart too many times. Moral of the story? Always do your research before quitting your day job. What's the real deal with this so-called $8 million Ellis Island quarter? Right now, there's no confirmed sale of such a coin. While rare mint errors can fetch thousands or even millions, there's no verified record of a 1988 D Ellis Island quarter hitting that insane value. But that doesn't mean your coins aren't worth checking. Some 1988 D Washington quarters with mint errors like off-center strikes or double dies can be worth good money. So, should you go tearing apart your couch looking for an $8 million quarter? Probably not, unless you really need an excuse to clean. But this just goes to show that rare and valuable coins are out there, and some are worth serious cash. The key is knowing what to look for, staying informed, and not falling for every viral internet claim. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins, and don't want to miss out on actual money-making finds, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you find hidden treasures in your spare change. Have you ever flipped a quarter, bought a soda, and then thought, wait a minute, did I just spend a fortune? Well, buckle up because today we're talking about a 1990 D Ellis Island Washington quarter that's worth, drum roll, $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. So before you dump your change jar at the Coinstar machine, stick around because you might just be sitting on a jackpot. Alright, let's break it down. The 1990 D Ellis Island Washington quarter is a rare coin that has collectors and numismatists losing their minds. Why? Because of its ultra-rare minting error and limited mintage, making it one of the most sought-after quarters in history. Now, let's talk about the details. This quarter was minted in Denver, which is what the D stands for, and it was part of a special commemorative series honoring Ellis Island. Most of these coins are worth face value, but every now and then, a rare variety pops up, and bam. Someone's life changes overnight, so what makes this specific quarter worth $1 million? Well, this bad boy has a double die obverse, a striking error that makes certain elements of the coin appear doubled. The word Liberty and the date 1990 are noticeably doubled on these rare quarters, making them incredibly valuable. Also, some versions have a missing mint mark, which makes them even rarer. And let me tell you, if you find one of these, you're not just holding 25 cents, you're holding the keys to an early retirement. Now, let me share a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his car one day and found an old quarter stuck between the seats. He was about to toss it into a vending machine, but something told him to check it out first. He pulled out his phone, did a quick search, and guess what? He had a rare 1990 D Ellis Island quarter with a double die obverse. Long story short, he got it graded, took it to auction, and sold it for a mind-blowing $950,000. That's almost $1 million from pocket change. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Alright, coin lovers, now it's your turn. Dig through your pockets, check your couch cushions, and raid that jar of quarters you've been ignoring. Who knows? You might be the next lucky collector to cash in big. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that are worth serious money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Also, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Ever dreamt of finding a coin in your pocket worth a cool $2 million? Well, today we're diving into the world of the 1992 D Washington quarter, specifically the Ellis Island edition. Spoiler alert, while it might not make you a millionaire overnight, there's still plenty of treasure to uncover. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure. Picture this. You're sifting through your loose change, and suddenly, a gleaming quarter catches your eye. Could it be the elusive 1992 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter worth millions? Before you start planning your retirement, let's separate fact from fiction and discover what makes this coin truly special. First things first, let's talk numbers. The 1992 D. Washington quarter had a mintage of over 389 million coins. That's a lot of quarters. Learn.apmex.com. So, finding one isn't exactly like spotting a unicorn. But, as with all coins, the devil is in the details. In the coin collecting world, or numismatics if you're feeling fancy, the condition of a coin dramatically influences its value. Coins are graded on a scale, with mint state MS being the creme de la creme. For the 1992 D quarter, valued around $5, learned.apmex.com jumps to approximately $60, learned.apmex. Now we're talking. These can fetch up to $638, learn.apmex.com. So, while $2 million might be a stretch, a pristine 1992 D quarter can still be a delightful find. The quirky moneymakers now, let's spice things up with some juicy error coins. These misfits often become the belles of the ball in coin auctions. For the 1992 D quarter, keep an eye out for. These quirky coins can range from $5 to $35, depending on the degree of the error. Cointrackers.com. If your quarter looks like it's had a bit too much coffee and appears doubled, it might be worth between $8 and $60. Cointrackers. Tacoma quarter with a missing outer layer, giving it a coppery appearance, can be valued between $35 and $220. Cointrackers. Personal tale. Let me share a quick story. A few years back, I was rummaging through my grandfather's old coin collection. Amidst the pennies and nickels, I found a 1992 D quarter with a slight off-center strike. My heart raced. After getting it appraised, I discovered it was worth about $50. Not life-changing, but it felt like finding hidden treasure. Plus, it sparked my passion for coin collecting. While the 1992 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter might not make you an overnight millionaire, it's a shining example of the rich stories our coins can tell. Whether it's a mint error or a coin in impeccable condition, there's always value to be found, both monetary and historical. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more coin treasures, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep this numismatic journey rolling. Ever dreamt of finding a coin in your pocket worth a cool $2 million? Well, today we're diving into the world of the 1992 D. Washington quarter, specifically the Ellis Island edition. Spoiler alert, while it might not make you a millionaire overnight, there's still plenty of treasure to uncover. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure. You're sifting through your loose change, and suddenly, a gleaming quarter catches your eye. Could it be the elusive 1992 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter worth millions? Before you start planning your retirement, let's separate fact from fiction and discover what makes this coin truly special. First things first, let's talk numbers. The 1992 D. Washington quarter had a mintage of over 389 million coins. That's a lot of quarters. Learn.apmex.com. So, finding one isn't exactly like spotting a unicorn. But, as with all coins, the devil is in the details. Condition is king in the coin collecting world, or numismatics if you're feeling fancy. The condition of a coin dramatically influences its value. Coins are graded on a scale, with mint state MS being the creme de la creme. For the 1992 D quarter, valued around $5, learned.apmex. Jumps to approximately $60, learned.apmex. Now we're talking. These can fetch up to $638, learn.apmex.com. So, while $2 million might be a stretch, a pristine 1992 D quarter can still be a delightful find. Errors. The quirky moneymakers now, let's spice things up with some juicy error coins. These misfits often become the belles of the ball in coin auctions. For the 1992 D quarter, keep an eye out for. These quirky coins can range from $5 to $35, depending on the degree of the error. Cointrackers.com. If your quarter looks like it's had a bit too much coffee and appears doubled, it might be worth between $8 and $60. Cointrackers.com. A quarter with a missing outer layer, giving it a coppery appearance, can be valued between $35 and $220. Cointrackers.com. A personal tale. Let me share a quick story. A few years back, I was rummaging through my grandfather's old coin collection. Amidst the pennies and nickels, I found a 1992 D quarter with a slight off-center strike. My heart raced. After getting it appraised, I discovered it was worth about $50. Not life-changing, but it felt like finding hidden treasure. Plus, it sparked my passion for coin collecting. While the 1992 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter might not make you an overnight millionaire, it's a shining example of the rich stories our coins can tell. Whether it's a mint error or a coin in impeccable condition, there's always value to be found, both monetary and historical. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more coin treasures, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep this numismatic journey rolling. Have you ever found a quarter in your pocket and thought, man, just 25 cents, right? Well, what if I told you that one special quarter from 1993 is worth a life-changing $3 million? Yeah, you heard me right. You could be walking around with a tiny fortune and not even know it. Today, we're diving into the 1993 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter and why this little beauty is causing a big stir in the coin world. Stick around, because you might just have one of these jackpot coins hiding in your change jar. So what's the deal with this quarter? Alright, so the 1993 D. Washington quarter was part of the regular quarter run at the Denver Mint, but here's where things get spicy. There's a rare error where some of these coins were accidentally struck with a special Ellis Island reverse design that was never meant to be released to the public. Boom, instant rarity. Imagine being the guy at the Mint who realized this mistake. Yikes, talk about an awkward day at work. How rare is it now before you go flipping over every 1993 quarter you can find? Let me hit you with some reality. There are only a handful of these known to exist. That's why they're worth so much. They're like unicorns, but shinier and more spendable. And the kicker, one of these bad boys sold for $3 million at auction. That's enough to buy a dream house, a sports car, and still have money left over for an absurd amount of tacos. How do you know if you have one? Great question. Flip your quarter over if you see George Washington chilling on the front as usual, but on the back, instead of the standard eagle design, you see an image of Ellis Island. You might be looking at a serious payday now. I know what you're thinking. No way I have that. But listen, stranger things have happened. My buddy once found a rare coin in a couch cushion at a gas station. True story. He went in for a snack, came out with a coin worth hundreds of dollars. So check your change, folks, because treasure doesn't always come in a treasure chest. Sometimes it's in the bottom of your glove compartment. All right, my fellow coin lovers, that's the scoop on the 1993 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter, a regular-looking coin with a not-so-regular price tag. If you have won, congrats, you're officially rich. If not, don't worry, there are plenty more valuable coins out there waiting to be found. So before you spend that pocket change, take a second to check it. You never know when you're holding a hidden fortune. If you love learning about rare coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to cash in on coin collecting. Turn on those notifications, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And hey, if you find one of these quarters, let me know in the comments. Just don't forget who told you about it first. Today, we're talking about the 1998 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that could be worth a jaw-dropping $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million for a quarter. That's like finding a golden ticket in your vending machine snack, all right? So let's get into it. First off, the 1998 P. Ellis Island quarter is part of the commemorative series celebrating iconic American landmarks. This one specifically honors Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to the United States in search of a better life. Now, who would have thought that years later one of these quarters would be worth more than some mansions? So what makes this quarter so special? Is it secretly made of gold? Is it infused with luck from the Statue of Liberty? Well, not quite, but close. It turns out that an ultra-rare minting error has made this coin insanely valuable. Some of these quarters were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal composition is different than the standard one others have. Misalignments, double strikes, or other oddities that make collectors go absolutely bananas. Now, let me tell you a quick story about my own coin collecting journey. A few years ago, I found an old quarter in my couch cushions and thought I hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, I didn't. It was just a regular quarter, but ever since then I've been obsessed with checking my change, because you never know when you might be holding on to something worth life-changing money. Imagine buying a soda and getting millions. Back in change, that's the dream right there. All right, back to the big question. How do you know if you have this rare 1998 P. Ellis Island quarter? First thing, check for the mint mark. The P means it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, examine the coin for any oddities. If it looks off, weighs differently, or has a misprint, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. And if you're unsure, have a professional appraise it because you don't want to accidentally spend it on a parking meter. So what's the current market value? Well, one of these beauties recently sold for a staggering $8 million. That's not just life-changing, that's retire on a private island money. It's rare, but hey, it's out there. And that's why it pays to keep an eye on your spare change. Before we wrap up, remember, coins worth money aren't just about luck, they're about knowledge and strategy. So keep learning, keep searching, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to find a rare coin in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below. Have you ever found a valuable coin? Let's talk about it. And as always,